Dr. Laurette, you have such a powerful testimony of being rescued on April Fool's Day. Ha 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 ha. Ha. You mentioned hearing the audible voice of God ask, "What if everything you thought about God was wrong?" Can you take us back to that moment? How did the real Jesus introduce himself to you in contrast to the gods you sought in that time and in New Age?
Yes, it was an amazing, amazing encounter. And when I was a little girl, I knew the Lord. From the ages of 3.5 to 6, I had visions of the Lord and I heard his voice. When I'd get upset, I'd see a vision and I'd run into my closet, close the door, I'd see this beautiful vision and saw myself on stage, which is one of the reasons why I believe I became an actor for many years. And I would hear a voice over my right shoulder that I believed was the Lord, and I'd hear him say, "Everything is going to be all right." And I would dry my tears and say, "Yes, everything's going to be all right." And I'd come out of the closet and I'd be all right for a while. So that happened from 3.5 to 6. And then at 6, the wall came up. You could say that age of accountability happened. And Paul refers to this in scripture when he said, "Sin revived and I died." It was that sort of experience of feeling a separation from the Lord. At the age of 6 is when I started eating emotionally. I became a compulsive overeater, dealing with a lot of the trauma and things around our home. My mother, sadly, was an alcoholic. She had 3 nervous breakdowns when I was growing up. She was diagnosed schizophrenic. My father was an emotional eater as well, and a rageaholic, as it was called. And the thing is, on the outside, Kristen, everything seemed so beautiful and so nice. Growing up on Long Island, a beautiful home, my parents' only child. They were both attorneys. My mother was the first woman assistant district attorney on Long Island. My dad had his own law practice. He was also a judge. Mom also taught at the local university. It's like everything just seemed so great. She
My
was so fun to be with. She looked like a movie star. She was just under 5 feet tall, strawberry blonde hair, crystal blue eyes, could do all these accents. And as a result, I developed a lot of that too. And when I was doing stage work, I was known as the woman of 101 voices. In fact,
I did the Betty Boop show off Broadway. I certainly did. Boop boop be doo.
so that was one of the
okay, we
wacky
just
voices.
dated ourselves there, Betty Boop, we did.
Betty Boop, yes. Well, a lot of the young kids still know Betty Boop too. She's been around for over 100 years. It's amazing, Betty Boop. But anyway, I felt a separation then, from the Lord. And whenever there's a vacuum, a spiritual vacuum, the enemy rushes in. And at the age of 7, Mom and I became involved in yoga, thinking it was just exercise. We saw it on television. We got very involved in it and started going to an ashram in upstate New York. And one thing led to another. Sadly, my parents were divorced when I was 13. I was at my top weight then. Then I found alcohol, became an alcoholic from the ages of 13 till I was 29 when the Lord saved me. And sadly, my mother took her own life when I was 24. My dad died 2 years later of diabetes and heart disease. And they were both in their 50s. And I developed a great hunger for spirituality, even greater. I wanted to find God. I didn't want to find myself. I didn't like
Mhm,
myself. I was
mhm,
like, I wanted to find God.
mhm.
And so I went to Europe. I backpacked all around Europe, 20 countries in 6.5 months. I went to Machu Picchu in Peru, went to Asia. I mean, went all these places, just looking, looking, looking.
Yes.
And then did a geographical cure, moving from New York City, where I grew up, that area, and moved out to northeastern Oklahoma to a new age community, thinking
Mhm,
that's the answer.
mhm.
Well, the day before April Fool's Day, when I was 29 years old, I was driving home to the mountain where I lived in northeastern Oklahoma. And as I pulled onto the dirt road to go up the mountain, I heard this voice over my right shoulder and asked that compelling question that you said, what if everything you thought about God was completely wrong? Would you be willing to give it up to know the truth? What if everything I thought about God was completely wrong? Would I be willing to give it up to know the truth?
Mhm.
Yes, 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 I would.